Round 14 action at BPL21, and it's an all-important one. It's the Sydney Derby between the Sydney Lions of Club Mount Lewis and the Sydney Saints of St John's Park. One is in the top 5. That's the Lions, the reigning runners-up. And the Sydney Saints, they're not out of it, but they're certainly down in the doldrums in 9th at 5 and 8. So plenty on offer for them as they look to try and get themselves back into this competition. Val Febo here with you, and alongside me once again, the one, the only Connor Munnings.
Great to be here, Val. And the Sydney Derby, I'm looking forward to it. I don't think we've seen much of the Sydney Lions on Rinkside Live yet, so I'm keen to see what they can do. Karen Murphy, Hall of Famer, so we know how good she is, and Nathan Black, the reigning MVP, so very keen to see that and how they go against the Sydney Saints. Your prediction to win it?
Yeah, they were my prediction to win it, and unfortunately they're not doing too well, but it doesn't matter because we're seeing some great bowls. And also alongside us this afternoon is Warren Griffin, the King of Rowville, we call him, and he's one of our club support managers here and one of the heads of club support here at Bowls Australia. So Warren, welcome to the BPL coverage. Is this your first time on Rinkside Live during the BPL?
During the BPL, yes it is, and thank you to you and Connor for having me along for a bit of a spot.
You deserve it.
Great to be here, and yeah, terrific game to be part of the Derby.
Well, we've got a lot to talk about. We've got to talk about
we have,
yes, the BPL Cup, some check attack, facilities, the club health checks. So yeah, let's introduce the teams, and then we'll get into some of that throughout this matchup here. So the teams: Nathan Black, Karen Murphy, and Brett Spur with their coach Steve Glasson, OAM, of course, if you don't mind, up against Jared Beaths, Dawn Heyman, Jamie Walker, and Ben Twist. So looking forward to this clash. And there's Dawn Heyman next to us, just making sure that the fans on the side of the rink have their shirts on, are wearing the Sydney Saints kit. And it's going to be Brett Spur to get us underway, leading for Nathan Black, and Ben Twist leading for Jamie Walker. We haven't seen this combination as of yet when we've called the Sydney Saints yet, Connor, so this would be interesting to see how they go and how Jamie goes as skip.
Yeah, Dawn Heyman's been starting to skip a few times for the Sydney Saints, so this is a new one. Kicked the Sydney Saints off against the Sydney Lions, but Brett Spur pretty close with his first, only a foot or so short.
So here's Ben Twist with his first bowl of the contest. And it's not a bad one at all. So Warren,
Yep.
BPL has bred the BPL Cup, and
Cup, absolutely
how wonderful that competition is.
Well, we know how good this competition is.
Yes.
And we know it's the envy around the bowls world, pardon me, but so too is the BPL Cup. It's obviously the biggest club-based bowls competition around the world, literally. So we had over 1,000 teams from across the country last summer, and about 110 clubs hosted. So today's just a really good time to get the message out to clubs that the expressions of interest are open for this year. We're well over 60 now, which is well in front of where we were last year. And the preliminary rounds can go through, we start doing regional finals around August, state finals in September, but we're on the lookout for those 12 teams to get up to Pine Rivers later in the year. And someone needs to knock off Ettalong Memorial, don't they? They've gone back-to-back, the first club that's ever done that.
That's what I was going to say. Can anybody dethrone Ettalong? And it was the same team the first time that's ever been done, as you mentioned. An amazing feat to come through that sort of rigorous qualifying process to get to the finals at Pine Rivers and then win it again.
And to win it again, absolutely. So we've already had 2 preliminary rounds. Both of them, I think, were here in Victoria, but this competition is well and truly underway. So for clubs, fill out the expression of interest form if you want to host. It's on the Bowls Australia website under events and national events. And for teams, the competitions are all in Bowls Link. There's plenty of links there. So start having a search for either your own club hosting or one that's nearby you, and let's see if we can get you up to Pine Rivers later in the year.
Yeah, it's on screen now. So just head to bowls.com.au/BPL Cup. You'll be able to find some of the links there for clubs to host a BPL preliminary round and teams to enter. It's a great opportunity to experience the format of the BPL and have maybe an opportunity to come to Pine Rivers.
So Nathan Black just affecting things a little bit there. So Sydney still, or the Saints, still holding one at the moment. Jamie Walker about to send his first bowl down of the contest in this opening end of the 10 and possibly a tie break after that. And Warren, there's so many different facets of this sport, and the BPL has also bred a little bit of jack attack, and there's a lot of clubs doing some wonderful things. You know, I know we've spoken about Foster in Victoria,
yep.
Down towards Wilson's Promontory. They're doing a wonderful job, but so many other clubs around the nation have been in sublime form in the jack attack space, and how can clubs get involved, and what can they do to try and do some more in this space?
The beauty of the jack attack is it is the same format as the BPL Cup, but I think most people know it's our social competitive competition, so a little bit of fun. Barefoot bowls with a competition around it. So when there's just so many success stories, there's Pennant Hills in Sydney, Hillsdale, South Oakley in Melbourne, Upway Tacoma at Foster that we just spoke about, Manning over in WA. It's just, I think we have close to 360 licensed clubs, and it really is proving to be the pathway to get people from barefoot bowls, barefoot bowls into something like jack attack. All of these clubs I've just mentioned there are all reporting that this is where they're recruiting players into the more formal competitions, whether it's Pennant or whatever. So, again, as I said, just over 300, around the 360 club mark. We just had 5 in 2025. So, here we are in February. We've had 5 clubs sign up this summer because clubs are realising that this is the way to get new people into the game.
Short, sharp,
absolutely.
Wonderful. As Nathan Black just looking at it in a second after Jamie Walker had a little bit of an unfortunate result with his last. So they're 2 up here, the Sydney Lions. Jamie Walker's going to look to affect.
And who knows, jack attack, you could be finding your next BPL star there. That's where it could all begin.
Oh, absolutely. As I said, there are just plenty of success stories, and a few of them are on our website. And I know a number of these clubs would be more than happy to speak to someone at your club about how they've gone about it. It does take a little bit to get the program up and running. I know some...
Jamie Walker got the jack into the ditch, didn't quite spill it out, but I think he might have secured shot with it, and he has. Ben Twist with one finger in the air. So a good start to this match, toing and froing in that first end, 1-0 in favour of the Sydney Saints, the new Sydney team.
The message for clubs is don't be discouraged if you get 4 or 5, 6 teams going in that first summer. Every one of those clubs I've just mentioned that are doing some great recruiting from Jack Attack, it's just taken a summer or two. Ferntree Gully, 2 greens full on a Wednesday night. South Oakley, 18 teams. There's just some fantastic success story. Manning is phenomenal over in Western Australia. So we'd really encourage clubs to get behind Jack Attack. It's a brand. We can make, collectively, across the country, the more people that fly that flag, the greater the chances that we can get the general public involved in the game of bowls.
I heard, Warren, on the grapevine that you're a member of Dandenong, and yes, I heard that the Melbourne Pulse might be looking to sign you after your Jack Attack exploits.
I know Charlie's floating around here, but my word of advice to Charlie would be you must be in a bit of trouble if I'm getting dragged out to do it. I enjoy my bowling down at Dandenong. Great bunch of people, close to home, great facility, obviously. They're in some serious trouble if they're looking at me.
I'll back you in, mate. Just drive. Jack Pitt. That's all you need to do. Create some excitement. That's what I tell everyone to do.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, you've just given me a great segue, and I know we're concentrating on the derby as well, and people can see the pictures and see what's going on. But let's just talk about the fact that we are sitting at one of the most magnificent facilities in the game, and that just happens to be our next webinar is actually on facilities and infrastructure. So we do those every second Tuesday night, with the exception of January. We'll have a little bit of a holiday. And the next one is on planning for facilities infrastructure over a couple of year period, funding, planning for it. We've got Max coming along, just having a chat about the groundwork that you need to go through. So I'd really encourage clubs to jump onto that. The registrations are open on our resource hub.
So, exactly right.
Bowls.clubmate.com.au. Get on and register for that.
What we'll do, we'll go one better here, Warren. We're going to pop up a QR code, and you can scan this right there, and the resources hub, it is right on that QR code. Put your phones up to that. just for the webinars, for that access, for an access to a club health check, for support resources across various topics. It's all there via that QR code. So make sure you do that, or head to bowls.com.au and head to the resources hub there.
Yeah, we're really proud of that resource. It's, talks about committee structures, volunteering, fundraising, governance, grant writing. It's all there. You can get in there at your leisure, watch some videos, plenty of content, and a lot of tools that you can download and actually use around the club. There's about 1,600 users across the country, which means there's a lot of room for growth.
And it's still in its infancy as well, this partnership with Club Map.
We're about to do a bit of a rework on it over the next month. People will see some changes. We'll let you know about that. But that's just to make things a bit easier to find and obviously change the way we present a few things. But the webinars are free. We don't charge for any of this. This is just part of the services we're providing. But I might just quickly talk about the one that we held last week.
Yes, let us know.
So we had the integrity webinar last week.
Elkie Belgrove.
Yes, with Elkie. This is the National Integrity Framework with the Australian Sports Commission. This actually impacts every single bowls club in the country. A little disappointing after all the marketing that we did on it, that could have had better numbers, but this actually impacts your club with member protection, child safeguarding. There's a BA complaints process.
Yep.
So really encourage clubs, get into that resource hub, go to the bowls resource section and download all the documentation we've provided on this. So it does actually impact every club and basically every player across the country. So clubs really do need to get on and have a look at this. There'll be some more communication on this from Bowls Australia over the coming weeks and months. But there is a webinar there, and Elkie explains the whole process with some support from the Australian Sports Commission.
And, so you can go and re-watch those?
You can go. Every webinar that we do, you can go and re-watch. We usually have it up about 24 hours later, plus the slide deck that we used and links to all the information.
Well,
so
there's the information for you all listening. Go and re-watch it because it is so important. The integrity space is something that every club needs to be aware of here in Australia. So make sure that you go and watch it because, it can be a massive benefit for you if you get all of those steps right, and you need to make sure that you get them right.
We'll just get that QR code up once more so people can either follow that QR code or check out Bowls Australia Resource Hub on Google and you'll find information there.
Thank you very much for that, Connor. You're an absolute star. What a debut he's had, Warren.
Connor? Yeah, absolutely. No. He's slipped into Bowls Australia beautifully.
You really
have.
Been
quite impressed. Hey?
Yep.
It's easy when I'm next to the legend Val Febo.
I paid him to say that,
There's a bit of tyre pumping going on around here. But,
nah, it's what the Bowls media team does. We're actually up for a media award tonight.
We are aware of that.
We're up for a media award tonight at
yes.
Australian Sports Commission Media Awards. We're up for best coverage of a sport by a club or organisation. Would you believe it? We're up against Richmond.
Oh, so
if they win something finally, that's at my expense.
Mate, you're talking to a St Kilda
so
let's not talk about winning anything.
Won 2 things last year.
It's cost me a fortune to not win a thing.
So Nathan Black, final bowl of this second end. Just looking to get it up. Has he got it up? I think he has got it up. That's the one. And this could be a hefty total. It is a hefty collect 4. Nathan Black getting the job done. So
while we switch on to the next end, the other thing I want to quickly point out in that resource hub is the club health check. So it's...
Well, that was going to be my next question.
Oh, there you go. We're on the same page, which is wonderful. About 160 odd clubs have done this. So you get your committee together. It takes 15 or 20 minutes. It's really simple to do. There's about 12 topics, and you get to rate yourself. So it's a great guide for maybe what you should be focusing on the club. Terrific if you're about to step into something like a strategic planning session or something. Give you some real guidance. The other part of that is we collate all the results from those 160 club health checks that have been done, and it tells us the topics that clubs are interested in. So we go away and we work with our partner Club Map, and we produce the webinars, we produce the content for the resource hub and try and provide tools. So you're doing yourself a favour, but you're doing everybody else in the sport a favour as well. So jump on and do yourself a favour and do a club health check.
Very important there. And just quickly, Sydney Saints did call their power play for this end very timely after that 4 that the Sydney Lions picked up there courtesy of Nathan Black and Brett Spur.
Brett Spur's been playing really well in the TV rink. Should have seen him last night. He was well and truly on. They did lose to the Suns in the end in straight sets, but the Lions, you can never write them out. They're sitting in 5th position on top of their little brother, the Sydney Saints, who these two teams finished 2nd and 3rd in November's edition of the event. The Saints almost had their spot in the grand final booked against their crosstown rivals, but couldn't quite get there because of the one end that they lost in the second set at the hands of Corey Wedlock. It was a 5 doubled to 10 on a power play. That's the beauty of this game, though. You are never out of it because of those power plays.
If you do want to experience that BPL type format, BPL Cup is where you go.
Exactly right, Warren and Connor. Have you played BPL Cup, Connor?
I've been, just the club. Didn't get past preliminary round.
Okay.
Played twice, yeah.
All right.
My club members, Ashley Banks, Riley Banks and Mitch Banks, father and sons duo, and they played in the national final last year, Club Pine Rivers.
The stories we like to hear.
Yep. Yeah, they did. Couldn't quite get over Edelong, who have gone back to back, but also got the National Secondary Schools Carnival coming up later this year, Warren. That's going to be in Queensland. I believe it might be Pine Rivers. We have heard little murmurings. I'm not sure if it's true, though.
Oh, I can't.
We'll have to confirm.
Deny, and that's because I actually confirm or deny because I don't actually know. I did forget to check with a couple of my colleagues, the great Brett Hughes, just exactly where that is. But I looked at and big shout out to Brett Hughes, Brett Herbert over in South Australia, Troy Canane, our CSM team that did a terrific job last year in establishing this competition with sporting schools, and it's great to know that that's back as a national event again this year up in Queensland.
It was won by Victoria on the last day at the City of Geelong in 2024, and it's where a lot of the junior BPL Challenge players actually came from. We saw a lot of them there.
We did.
Jasmine Smith, Chanel Shakuch, Riley Garrick, Trent Bremer, so many of them.
A huge shout out to City of Geelong. They did a terrific job hosting that event.
Lee was absolutely amazing.
He was.
Nothing was too difficult.
No, he was on top of everything.
Nathan Black here, very close to pick up the jack. And he has for the one shot.
He's slowly just starting to flex his muscle here. Slowly starting to smile, Nathan Black.
Regaining that form from November.
He was supreme, Jamie Walker. Looked like he was going to go with bigger weight there, but he's just gone with arriving. His line, is it okay? If he can promote his own up, which he can't. So he's going to have to do it with his last. Down by 3. It is a Sydney Saints power play. Nathan Black holding one at the moment. But yeah, that schools championship, Warren, last year was so good. So good to see some players that had very limited bowls experience playing against players that are some of the best juniors in the country.
Yep.
You had Riley Garricks, one of the Australian Open junior champions, taking on someone that had been bowling for 6 months.
Yep, there's a couple of the states they were very fresh to the game, but geez, it was terrific to see them there. And as I said, kudos to the boys at Bowls Australia who pushed really hard, and the team at Sporting Schools who helped us get that national competition up. So hopefully it continues to grow, and I'm sure it will.
And I found out about the town of Corn in South
did.
Australia.
We did find out. We had the King of Corn.
Yeah, and the Queen of Corn.
Queen of Corn, yes.
Where's Corn?
In South Australia, like 4 hours away from Adelaide.
Is there anything there?
There's bits and pieces. There's the King and Queen of Corn.
The Queen and King of
And that doesn't quite work there for Jamie Walker. So power play defended for the Sydney Lions. And it's a 5-1 victory, or 5-1 lead, I should say, for the Club Mount Lewis franchise. And no power play called yet for Steve Glasson, so he'll hold on to that for the final end.
While we're on the topic of junior bowls, let's just talk quickly about our Rookie Rollers program. So clubs would be aware that we have a Rookie Rollers kit, which is terrific around barefoot bowls events, the rubber bowls that we put into primary schools. So this is where the schools go through sporting schools to get their federal government funding. And we're competing against AFL and rugby, tennis, cricket, you name it. We're trying to get this into school. Now we believe we're doing a pretty good job. We're getting into well over 160 schools every year. We're really proud of the All Abilities kit that we have because we've developed a rubber bowl for the schools, special development schools, etc., where there's actually a little bit of an indent in the bowl for the kids that are visually impaired. We have a bowler's arm, and we have a bowling tower as well. So we've got some great stuff in the All Ability space. But that kit's terrific for clubs, and clubs you can get on and buy that through Bowls Australia and use it on Barefoot Bowls nights.
Yeah, it's just on the screen now.
Thank you.
That's what the
There you
kit
go.
looks like for clubs. It's available for $567.
You know what?
To
I might just buy one for myself, Connor.
yeah, so just go to the Bowls Australia website, Rookie Rollers. You'll find the page there, and then just follow the links, and you'll find that. There's also backpacks. See, if you don't want the full kit, you can also just get the smaller backpacks for just a bit less price.
Maybe
4-bowl backpacks, $52, and 8-bowl ones, $83.
Maybe that's what I'm after. Maybe not the 567 just for myself, but
In the passage at home, or
Yes.
maybe Survivor
Well-
at Bowls Australia on a Friday.
we've got no. It's a
Different?
Thursday. Survivor now, yeah.
Thursday, sorry.
We did Wednesday last week. We had more people in the office,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
I took the victory there. Just might say so myself.
Very inclusive. The softer bowls, they're not the hard ones, so
That's right.
younger people can use them and
Yeah.
really get into the sport of bowls
They
and
have
set
been
them up for the
designed
future.
so we can put them on inside a basketball court at school, or an indoor hall at school. We can put them on asphalt. It's designed just to be a bit multi-purpose. So.
And if they were normal bowls, well, kids tend to throw things at each other.
yes.
So
Yeah, correct.
the softness of them is another advantage, but also it's not as heavy for them. So it does, as what you said, Connor, it just promotes the inclusivity of this sport because there are things for people of all ages and abilities, and for people that the novices and can bring so many young people into the sport. So Rookie Rollers is a fantastic
we
initiative.
do it to introduce it to kids at school, but not only as an interest to the kids at the school, you get teachers that get interested in the game.
Yeah.
And our marketing that's gone into schools this term actually includes trying to get teachers and parents to have eyeballs on what we're all watching today, and just show them that it's not that perception that we know that Bowls does have in the general public, which is generally courtesy of the free-to-air networks. Every time there's a pension story or something like that, they roll out the same damn footage, and I think we'd all like to burn it if we could.
I think we would, yeah.
Yeah, and get something else out there. But
Well, if you look at
it's a
some
great
of the
vehicle for us.
some of the teams, Nathan Black is 21 years old.
Yep.
Jack McShane's 19. Nick Carl is 22. We have got, and Kane Nelson is 20. We've got some of the best young talent playing here, right, in the seniors, not just the Junior BPL Challenge. We've got some of them playing here. Catherine Rednall is only 28 years of age. Chloe Stewart has achieved so much. She's only 29. Ellen Fife, Commonwealth Games gold medalist at 27 years of age.
Yep.
Taylor Mail is at 28.
Yep.
So this is why the National Secondary Carnival was really important for us, and we got behind it big time. We had you guys down there doing all the media for us, and we were broadcasting this so every one of those kids that was in that competition had their schoolmates watching the game.
Mm.
And this is just part of spreading that message that it's not what you think it is. There is a different side of the game of bowls. So
And
every one of those kids that was down at Geelong, I'm sure their families, their schoolmates were all sitting back going, "Oh, hang on, this is a bit different to what we thought the game was."
It was played in such a great spirit as well.
It's
as
terrific. And in some really trying conditions. I mean, we had gale force winds down there. We seriously had
we
stuff
lost
going everywhere.
camera clips. We lost, I reckon we lost the we got close to losing a tripod. We lost 3 lightning cables. Almost lost the phone. Almost lost the camera lens. I think we actually left.
Hoardings disappeared off fences. It was. Yeah,
what about when the table tipped over?
The table tipped over on us. That's right.
Oh my god! So
That was pretty trying.
after this bowl lands of Nathan
Sydney
Black.
Saints holding a few here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Jamie Walker about to send this down. We'll tell you the table story after this bowl concludes. Because it was out of nowhere and it was fairly embarrassing for myself and Locke. That was actually Locke's last day at Bowls Australia.
It was too.
Yeah. So here's Jamie Walker. Can he give the Sydney Saints a sniff in this set? I think he's got the right weight, and I think his line is okay. Just needs to get underneath, and he's done so. What is the count going to be?
This looks big.
That is a 5. That's monstrous for the Sydney Saints.
They needed that in their power play last end.
They did. And they've got the lead, more importantly, a power play for Steve Glasson, meaning that they just need to win one or win the end, take a one shot, and they'll take it. Double shots on offer for the Sydney Lions. Yeah, back to the city of Geelong. It creates a little wind tunnel down there, Connor. And we had all of our kit sitting like it is right now on the table, and the wind went under the tablecloth, picked it up like a sail, flipped it on its head, everything fell off, laptops, live view, cords, roadcaster, monitor.
Notes, everything.
Yep, and the notes went over the fence. The kids went and chased them for us and brought back what they could. They were actually really, really kind.
They were terrific.
Yeah.
It would have played a bit of havoc with the bowls as well.
It did.
Yeah.
It was
So
difficult
quite trying conditions. Yeah.
I had about 4 layers on one of the days.
We did. Yes, we had as many clothes as we could put
Yeah.
on. It was ridiculous. A bit like Melbourne last week.
Yes.
38 to 18.
So, all of a sudden, the Sydney Saints have put a lot of pressure on here. And Brett Spur. That is nice. But yeah, it was such a good event. And yeah, City of Geelong, as we said, a big thank you to them. And a big thank you to Moama as well for helping to showcase this part of the sport, because we do love the Bowls Premier League, and the Junior BPL Challenge is a brainchild of Club Sunbury and the Moama Bowling Club, and we'll see a lot of those players that played the schools championships playing in that event. And does it get that extra roll? No, not quite.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to live streaming it on Friday, Val.
How good is it to see all the franchises getting behind it?
Yeah.
To get this challenge up.
That's awesome.
It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
And the Bowls WA couldn't quite send a team out, but Bowls ACT just jumping in and stepping in. So maybe we may see a team from the ACT and the BPL eventually. Who knows?
Yeah, could be a segue.
And here is Ben Twist. His final bowl of this end. They're looking to defend a 1. They can't afford to lose it. They want to take this opening set. A 5 on end 4 was huge. And he's gone around the back. That's a nice home.
Brett Spur playing with weight here. He's pretty close to the jack. He's got the edge of it. But it'll be re-spotted onto the tee, and that should be 2 for the Sydney Lions. Jamie Walker has 3 to come. Still plenty to play of this end. Oh, he just ran through there.
Okay, he's really starting to engage himself here, Jamie Walker. He's really looking like he's locked in, and you can tell he gets a little bit of white line fever when he bowls. We discussed this the other day. He had this intense look in his eyes in November, and it was really good to watch, because you see someone like, he's a pretty calm, placid guy, but he walked out onto the rink, and my God, he was competitive. I think it helps having people like Nick Brett and Catherine Rednall out here as well, 2 of his teammates from England. So certainly does help people he's used to playing alongside him with.
Ben Twist just having a look to see how many down they are.
Well, 1 down's not enough. They need to be up. Jamie Walker won't want to have to do it with his last. He'll want to do it now. This is a Warren Griffin special. What do you play in at Dandenong Club, Warren?
Mainly on a Tuesday evening.
Yep. What's your position?
Teams in there. Play second.
Nice. Is it fours or?
I'm not bad on the scorecard.
Ah.
Yeah. Apparently I write nicely.
The king of penmanship.
And I've worked out how to use the clicker.
They do have good scores.
Well, they sought after skills, just quietly.
Yeah. Well, they've got good LED boards at Dandenong. Connor Munnings has seen those.
They're very good.
Playing at the Australian Championships for the 2020 Oz Champs in 2021.
Yeah.
That was one of my first events. Got cancelled halfway through thanks to lockdowns. I do remember that. I had to leave after a mixed pairs match.
Yeah, we got the fours done and dusted though.
Yep, the night before.
Yes.
Yep, the night before. I remember the last match was Carla Krasanik and Todd Trewarn winning a mixed pairs match, and Carla's little boy Axel was only an infant and crawling up and down the ditches. Jamie Walker to try and save this first set. On the forehand. It is a tighter side, so I have to give it a good line. And I'll tell you what, he's got through. Is it going to turn enough? Jamie Walker.
A fist pump.
A fist pump. He's let his bowls do the walking. Dawn's laughed. I tried. It wasn't great. But Jamie Walker, speaking of doing great things, that is sensational. So Nathan Black now has to save the first set in a timeout called. Shot of the day. Nathan Black, he likes this. He likes this. Oh. It's in the ditch, and Nathan Black, has he done it?
I think so.
They're not sure. We're going to get a measure. Brett Spur says yes.
We might even see a smile.
And he has done so. The set has toed and froed, but it goes the way of the Sydney Lions. 1-2 on the power play. They win it 7 shots to 6. What a conclusion to that opening set. That was something special from both.
Sydney Saints have made their sub. Ben Twist coming off for Dawn Heyman. Sydney Lions yet to pull that trigger. Brett Spur still in lead position for Nathan Black.
Now, if I was the Sydney Lions, you'd almost think about calling a power play early. Oof. Because Dawn's coming on cold. However, it's Dawn Heyman. So she's going to be on the money pretty quickly.
Well, you're on the money with that call.
Absolutely. There you go.
Have a look at that. Have a look at that. Dawn Heyman straight off the bench, and it's a resting toucher if you don't mind. What an end to that enthralling first set it was. Sydney Lions want one up on Little Brother, and at the moment they've got one of the other matches going on. We haven't really talked about those. The Melbourne Pulse have taken the first over the Tridents. The Jets, well, they just keep on keeping on. They've taken the first over the Steamers. The Ospreys have taken the first over the Suns. Hawks and Pirates have split their opening set, and the Extreme have taken the opening set over the Pioneers, and Adelaide lead 3-0 in the second. 1-0. Well, the scoreboard attendant is just figuring that out, so that has changed about 3 times in the last second.
Oh, Brett Spur with an absolute bomb there. Trails the jack off Dawn Heyman's bowl. And the Sydney Lions now hold 2.
Well, we're being treated here on Rinkside Live. Nathan Black does the old crackerjack, takes the hat or the virtual hat off. He's not wearing one. And he's got a smile on his face too. So the ladder position's so important. The Lions can entrench themselves in the top 5, but the Saints, should they lose, they're already 2 games out of the 5. Could be a lot further than that. Trident's in a bit of danger, the Suns in danger, and the Steamers in danger. Those are the 3 teams that might be out of this. How impressive is it to see these bowlers in action, Warren? You know, we don't get too many national or international events in Victoria, but it's, you know, it's great to see so close to home, only 2.5 hours for me, a little bit further for you coming from Roval.
The other side of Melbourne, yeah. But it's easy to get up here and be great to see more people around.
Yeah.
It's a great opportunity.
It is fantastic.
And this afternoon session, the morning and the afternoon session with everybody's here, it's a great sight.
On a weekday, you know, this is, you know, we're in the middle of the day on a Wednesday.
Yes.
Yep. You know, it's wonderful to see, isn't it, Connor? So many people. Like, you don't expect this many people to flock to the bowls, you know, at such an hour, but that's exactly what they've done.
Yeah, the atmosphere is absolutely electric here. It's packed all around the green.
We had good numbers last night too, and I think we'll see a good crowd again this evening.
Oh, yeah, we will.
Starting to get some moves happening.
The way Moama do it Tuesday night is very impressive. It's, you know, hard to drum up the crowd on the first night, but they come here energised. So
and some impressive support for a couple of the interstate sides. Absolutely impressive.
Well, the
They
Sydney
were
Saints,
most vocal last night. They were terrific.
Yep.
So a big shout out to the local Victorian teams. You know, get your supporters down here. We need some Victorian support.
Well, the Pulse
Bit quiet.
one night last year. They had about, I think they had a few people come up on the Thursday, but then they left before they won the title on the Friday.
Yes. I think that's because they had from memory, there was a Premier game scheduled on the Friday night, and so that stole a few of them away.
Yeah.
Not good enough.
From memory, that's what it was. There we go. Oh,
Wow.
So, yeah.
Nathan Black turning it on the last couple of ends.
The reigning MVP, he took BPL 20 by storm in November. You know, we had the introduction of Paul Foster, Nick Brett, Jamie Walker, all these international stars. Plus, you throw in Aaron Sheriff, Corey Wedlock, guarantees, and Gary Kelly, all other MVPs. And Nathan Black defied them all. Oh, Jamie Walker does it again. Shot for shot here on Rink 5 at Moama. And we're going to get a measure, but we feel as though it's going to be a Sydney Saints end to start the second set. This has been something special so far.
And Nathan Black played his 50th BPL game last round.
He did. It's already notched that up. 13 he played for the Adelaide Pioneers at BPL 18. Scotty Thorborn going down with illness.
3 here.
Wow.
3. Tended into a 3.
Jamie Walker, that is a big one. One that they desperately needed. And the Moama Steamers, they've got a 6-1 lead over the Jets in the second set after 2. So I think I don't know if they've called a power play or not, but that might have been a full count of 6. Wouldn't that be impressive? Don't see too many 6s.
No.
Almost had well, we did have a 5 before, which is very rare. Dawn Heyman in her second end of this contest.
And Karen Murphy's come on for the Sydney Lions for Brett Spurt.
What a luxury to have. Substitute needs to be made. And guess who it is? Sport Australia Hall of Fame member, Karen Murphy. What a night that was last year. What a special night for the sport of bowls. I know the Fox sisters, Naomi and Jess, they stopped for a photo with Kaz.
Oh,
They knew her greatness. And like you look at the names that Karen is alongside, it's honestly so wonderful. Athletes that we've watched for many years, from the Melbourne Olympics in 1956 to the greatness of Sydney in 2000, all across our local sports as well. Kaz pushes her own past. Who impressed you the most last night, Warren? Watching the night session, you were up there with us, watching the at the vantage point.
When you were rolling through the internationals, I was just thinking that it was a real privilege last night just watching Paul Foster. I mean, he was almost putting him on a pinhead. It was just ridiculous, wasn't it? It was so impressive.
I think I'd have to agree. I think he was on fire last night. Everything he touched turned to gold.
Did.
Coincidentally, he's got a fair few gold medals.
Yes.
Would like one here.
Yeah.
Com Games,
Take
World
that title back.
Championships.
Yep.
Doesn't have a BPL.
No, he's only played the one though, so we'll give him time. Another one.
They're going. Oh,
Another one from Brett Spur. This is something else.
Karen Murphy.
Karen Murphy, sorry.
it's a wrong bias award.
Yep.
It's just an internal Bowls Australia award
Could
on a
be.
monthly basis, and I think
Could be.
just
I'm just going to mute
himself.
I'm going to mute myself and go away. That was horrible.
If you don't
Apologies.
nominate yourself, we will, won't we, Connor?
We definitely will.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as bad as Paul Holschke, the Moama streamers. Paul won the
That's why we
inaugural
love Paul.
Oh, we do love
Regular
Paul.
nomination. Or nominee, I should say.
That was terrible. Apologies, everyone. Well done to Karen Murphy.
Jamie Walker just a bit wide on that narrow hand.
A little bit of Bowls Australia insight. We do have a couple of regular nominees for wrong bias, don't we?
Yeah,
Paul's one of them. And
Yep.
Peter Williams is another. Yeah. The two boys seem to regularly find ways to amuse us.
I think there was... you weren't one of the nominees, were you, Warren? You were close, but...
I was in the car, if you're talking about the City of Geelong one.
Yeah,
where,
no, you were in a car, but...
Troy Kinane and Brett Herbert, our two WA and South Australian CSMs, decided they didn't actually need to use Waze or Google Maps to get us to the pub for dinner, and what they did was pick Peter and myself up, and we went around the block and came back to the same hotel we just left. So it's fairly very impressive.
Jamie's just gone past, so an opportunity here for Blackie to really entrench the Lions in this end. Such a formidable team, Sydney. I think Clive Adams has told me on good authority that at this BPL they might have already become, or they will become, the first team ever to secure 4,000 shots at the Bowls Premier League. 4,000's a fair number.
Yeah.
It's a big number.
It'd be a bit awkward if they didn't get another shot for the rest of the comp and didn't get that number.
Yeah, true. I have to ask Clive whether they've achieved it or not. He knows all the numbers behind the Bowls Premier League.
Jamie Walker playing of weight up there to clear those Sydney Lions bowls.
He's so close. And he's got it again. And Nathan Black, great sportsmanship there, clapping that. And that's all you can do. He has been mighty today, Jamie Walker.
But on a number of occasions, whatever Jamie Walker has done, Nathan Black seems to repeat.
What's that song? Anything you can do, I can do better. He hasn't, has he?
He's got around
Nathan Black.
He's got around it. He's got around it.
Nathan Black, you are a megastar.
Well, we called it here on Rinkside Live.
That is just ridiculous. He knew it halfway down the rink. You're a freak, Nathan. That is just ridiculous. How can you be that good? Let's see what the measure is. Oh, it's just unbelievable. They dropped the 3 in the opening end. They secure a 3 here. And I think it's good karma from being such a good sport from the last bowl.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is just insane. Everyone here appreciating how good the quality has been in this match. The leads have been excellent. The skips have been insanely good.
I think that's one of the wonderful undercurrents of this competition is it's really competitive, obviously, but the sportsmanship is brilliant.
Yeah.
It really is.
Everything's always played in a pretty good spirit.
Yeah, absolutely. It can be competitive, but acknowledge it. Yeah.
Nathan Black just on fire. He was almost in November the first player ever to do the BPL Cup BPL double.
Right.
No one has ever done that, but
That's right.
Nathan Black won the 2020 BPL Cup with West Lakes when Craig Mills sunk the, I think it was, who did they play? Soldiers Point in the final, sunk them with the final bowl of the tiebreak. TJ Saunders, Nathan Black and Craig Mills, the winners there. And then Craig Mills went on to win. Oh, that is brilliantly done from Dawn. Yeah, Craig Mills was part of the best performed rink at the Australian Sides Championships last year for Victoria. They didn't lose. Kept Victoria in a lot of matches. Very handy bowler. Karen Murphy swapping hands. How's her track, Warren?
Just outside.
Where's Dawn going here, Connor? Going for a backhand. Is she going around the back to cover these Lions bowls?
Yeah, she'd be looking to split those up. Just ran into it there. She probably wanted to just to get around that. Would have been in a perfect spot.
Nathan Black has been involved in a splendid exchange with Jamie Walker throughout this contest. And what has he got now? He's not going to trail this away, is he? He's not going to trail this away, is he? No. It looked on for all money.
It seems like whenever Nathan Black puts one down, a good bowl, Jamie Walker replies with a similar bomb, and then the opposite happens. Jamie Walker puts ones down, Nathan Black replies.
There's some quality on this rink, but I think you can see the crowd's actually wandered over behind us over here.
Yeah,
I think it's really drawing people over. These two going head to head.
Everyone's watching on. That's a good bowl. Going for the respot, which of course is a key feature. BPL and BPL Cup action, Warren.
Yes. Yep. And jack attack.
Yes. When are the next rounds of BPL Cup going to start?
Well, as I said, we've already had 2 in
Yep.
Victoria. I think both have been in Victoria, so it's underway. All the registrations are open on a number.
Beautiful.
They're all up there. I'd be pretty certain there's a couple over the next couple of weekends, but yeah, just off the top of my head, I can't tell you exactly where they are because they're across the country.
Oh, they are.
They are
Yeah,
all
that-
there.
There are plenty of them, my word.
That's growing. Terrific. I mean, we're setting records year after year with this, and we're really keen to keep doing it. It's just such a great comp.
The next 2, Club Marylands on Friday, 21st of February.
Okay.
And then Parks Railway Bowls Club also on Friday.
There you go. And this has been another thing. We've had clubs experimenting. We've got, I think Upway Tacoma, and someone might correct me, but I think there's locked theirs in for a Thursday night, Friday nights. We've had some different days and different times that people are starting to run these things.
Wonderful.
Terrific.
He hasn't, has he,
Yes,
Nathan
I think
Black?
he's done
You
it again.
cannot be this good, Nathan Black. You can't be this good.
It's just terrific to watch. Absolutely brilliant to watch.
Split the Saints.
The Saints have option here, though. They've got the Bacchus Bowl.
I think he's going to go big. No, just arriving.
Yeah, just trying to touch Nathan Black's bowl and put it out to that Sydney Saints bowl about a metre behind, but I think he's just had a wide line there.
Well, it's the Black Show. And power play, I reckon we might see here from Jared Beef. No? Nothing as of yet. Yes, no, we're seeing it. That is what's coming out.
Sydney Saints.
So engrossed in this contest, I've just not updated the scoreboard there. There we go, 4-3 second set in favour of the Sydney Lions. And this has been something special from Nathan Black. He did it all throughout November. But this performance right now, this is up there with one of his very best.
We're being absolutely treated here this afternoon.
4-3. An end to play after this. The Lions won the opening set. 7 shots to 6. Can the Saints find something? Alex Marshall has played a bomb next door to draw the second set against the Gold Coast Hawks, which means 2 tied sets, which means a tiebreak.
It does.
A literal tiebreak. This has been a mightily fun match to be a part of. This 3rd Sydney derby. Dawn Heyman. We are being
It's a
treated to an
constant case of
exhibition.
whatever you do, I can do better, isn't it? Just one after another.
This match deserves a tiebreak. It really does.
I think you're bringing out the best of the players, Warren, in on comms.
Look how humble
I guess
he
I'll
is.
take that.
He hasn't even responded.
No.
No, now he has. Take the credit, Warren.
Thank you.
Karen Murphy. That's
She's gonna
just passing along. Just an enthralling battle. The skips have just been exquisite. And the lead's just as good, but Nathan Black at the moment, he is the
Just
telling.
wish he really wanted it.
Yep. That's a good tone. But Nathan Black has been the telling show here and the telling player. What are we going to see over his next couple of ends? They need to win this end here. The Sydney Saints, it's their power play. If they can secure a multiple, could be fantastic for them. He hasn't again, has he? He hasn't again, has he?
Oh.
He has done it again. We should be surprised.
We should be,
but we're
not.
not.
Just come to expect it to happen.
So Jack is just in front of that last Sydney Lions bowl from Nathan Black. What can Jamie Walker do in reply here?
He's underneath. Is he going to
Punch
affect something? Or now it's... That's going to be hard. That's going to be hard to get to for Jamie Walker. He's going to have to really... I think if he could hit his own away and the Sydney Lions one away, what's Nathan Black going to do?
I think the call's out the back.
I think he wants to go around the back.
You can see him coming around the back there. Right on the tee, pretty much.
The fact that he's not on the respot mark is surprising. The way he's been bowling. Big cheer coming.
Steamers.
I think the Moama Steamers have beaten the Jets. The bottom team.
He's beaten the top team, I think.
Possibly.
That's the tiebreak over there.
Yep, Kevin Anderson celebrating. He's hugged Aaron Sheriff. Wow. Bottom team beats the top team.
The only way is up.
Steve Glasson coming on here for a little conversation. They've taken a timeout here. Sydney Lions, they were in a bit of trouble this morning, starting in 7th. They're into the 5. Can they keep themselves there? Nathan Black wants it to turn. Hasn't really created a target there. So now Jamie Walker, this is huge. Arriving weight. Looking to sit the Sydney Lions bowl. He's stalking it intently. He doesn't mind this too much. Jamie Walker. He's got it!
How good's that? How good is that?
Out of this world. 3, and guess what? You double that to
6.
We are not worthy. We are not worthy of this match. It's been so good. 9-4. So now the Lions need to reply with a 3. And how good's that? A high
Great
five.
sportsmanship again. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
Nathan Black.
Good to see.
This has been something else. And we look destined for a well-deserved tiebreak. The match deserves it. A lot of the matches looking like it's going to go to a breaker. Great. Dawn Heyman resting back hopper.
Best way to start and end. Pirate supporter in the background there.
So Moreton Bay, I think, have knocked off the Gold Coast Hawks. That's a good win for them. They needed it. That's their first win of the day, I believe. Timely one at that. So are we going to a tie break? Or can the Sydney Lions pull out something even more extraordinary than what we've seen so far in this match? I think this, and look, I know this is a big statement, but this might just be the best Bowls Premier League match I've seen in quality.
Certainly the best one I've seen today.
Today?
Today.
Well, this is my 10th BPL.
It is, mate. Yep.
And this might just be the best. From go to woe.
It's just counter punch.
Hawks and Extreme are up next. That's the start of the evening session, 2:45. So in just on half an hour. Karen Murphy, has she got it? Well, she's opened it up.
Nathan Black a chance.
Yep.
The way he's playing, it's a cakewalk for him.
Steely determination in Karen Murphy's eye.
So 3 will do it for the Sydney Lions. Would it been their power play or double to 6?
And this is very nicely played from Jamie Walker. So now it's up to Nathan Black. They need to score a 3 to send this, or send themselves to the sheds with a win. The Melbourne Pulse have beaten the Tridents in straight sets.
Nice to see. But don't tell anybody in the office I said that.
And the Steamers have beaten the Jets. Very close. The Suns and the Ospreys. I'm not sure who won that match there. Have to double check. Perth look like they're in a pretty jovial mood, so it might be them. So Nathan Black, he's got 2 more to try and affect something here. Everyone's watching this clash. Well, he's running after this. He's running after this. He doesn't mind it at all. Surely not.
Oh.
That's one. He's drawn it. He needs to find 2 more of those. So it's 1 double to 2. That brings it to 9-6, which won't be enough. So Jamie Walker calls a timeout. Where's the best option here for Jamie? What do you think, Connor? It's not an easy. There's a lot of holes there for Nathan Black to find.
I think the best way is come down his backhand. Just get another one thereabouts in the head. If it finishes about a foot behind, it's in a very good spot.
Jamie Walker looking to ensure that this one goes to a tiebreak. Played a bomb with his last in the 4th end to secure a 3 double to 6. Can Nathan Black reciprocate and give us a sense of deja vu? They won by a shot in the first set on a power play. They need a 3 here to do the same in the second. And Nathan Black, well, they're perfect hands to have it in. He's on the trot.
He's looking Roll it outside, bowl over.
Nathan Black. Oh, he's just crashed. So it is 1, doubled to 2, which means we go to a tie break.
Tie break, yep.
And it is what this contest deserves. 9-6 in the second set. Toss the coin. Who's got the mat? Are we going to see Jack Ditch? We will find out.
There's a little discussion from teams here in the middle of the green. Nathan Black and Jamie Walker staying in the skips position, as you expect after their performance this match.
They have to. Well, the Jack is right back.
Looks like Brett Spur's going to lead off for the Sydney Lions.
And the mat is right up.
Ooh.
Brett Spur. It's the only thing we haven't seen in this match. Here we go. Controlled runner. Brett Spur. He's so close. He's so close.
Oh,
It was almost there. Is Dawn Heyman going to go for it as well? Come on, Dawny. I think she is. I think she might
I think
be.
you're right.
Dawn Heyman. She is. Different hand. Dawn Heyman.
And she's even closer.
She's hit it, and it's on the Jack.
Oh, it's sitting on top of it, isn't it?
It's as good as you'll ever see. Well, she plays for the Saints, and she might be canonised after that. This whole match has been extraordinary. And Brett Spur, what has he got in reply? It is, you can see the markers there. There's like a centimetre difference. I can't quite believe what we've just seen.
It's just stunning.
Going for a blocker here. I cannot believe the quality of this contest. It has been out of this world, and there's still so many bowls to come. I wouldn't be surprised if Nathan Black draws this.
May not be over yet.
Probably half hanging over the ditch. Karen Murphy. Karen Murphy. Decent effort.
Great effort.
Very decent effort, because they can utilise that and sit on it.
Yep.
An abundance of quality here. Ben Twist.
Another blocker.
Another blocker.
going in.
The tactical nous.
What else do you do
No,
in this
well,
position?
That's
Well,
right.
There's nothing else you can do. This has just been insane. Everyone standing back watching this one. The quality has just been awesome. Karen Murphy, she has drawn two right to the precipice of the ditch.
Great ball.
The problem is, she's still one down.
Yep. It's unbelievable. So the Jack is where, we'll just get the players out of the way in a sec, but the Jack is where that white marker is, where it indicates that we're on rink 5. So there is not much room for error. Ben Twist, is he going to go for it for another blocker here?
Yep.
Watch Nathan Black draw this. I'm backing him in.
And Karen Murphy's weight was spot on. If she was on the other side of the Saints bowl. She nearly had shot.
This could very well be the greatest Bowls Premier League match that has ever been played, and we're not done yet. Nathan Black just missing with that one there. So he's going to have one last crack at this. Jamie Walker has to be careful. I think he's putting in another blocker. Ben Twist has just put
Ben Twist.
Yep, he's just put his foot down and said, put it here.
Put it here.
So it comes down to Nathan Black once again. The reigning MVP. Look at how short backhand it is. Is he going to maybe sit Karen Murphy's bowl? He's watching. He's watching. How's his weight?
Just
Nathan Black, does it
Stop.
It's just fallen in. And it almost stopped, but that brings an end to one of the best quality Bowls Premier League matches you will ever witness. And it's little brother, the Sydney Saints, who take the win in a tiebreak thanks to a Dawn Heyman masterclass drive. The Jack pretty much sitting next to the bowl in the ditch.
We'll be seeing that one on a few replays for a while, won't we?
Oh, yes.
In fact, we might be seeing a lot of this game on different replays. Just some brilliant shots played.
I'll be cutting this on screen record and all of that sort of stuff. Don't you worry. We'll be seeing this for a long time to come. Warren Griffin, thank you very much.
Thank you, Vel and Connor.
It's been a pleasure. Connor, well done to you, mate. That was a pleasure.
Yeah, pleasure to watch and pleasure to watch these plays. And thank you, Warren, for joining us.
Pleasure, mate.
Scintillating contest to end the day session. We've got the evening session coming up at 2:45 between the Hawks and the Extreme. We're going to go prepare for that, and we won't be too far away. But it's the Sydney Saints in one of the all-time BPL matches.